in any traditional practices, symbolism is the way that you could express an unexpressible thing. For me, Matrimandir is that symbolism that gives you an answer that you need. The answer could be the same for everybody, but the questioning is different. And definitely, it is not just the building. Matrimandir is inside all of our heart. So, I come from a village very close to Auroville. My mother was there during the inaugural ceremony. So she was an 8-year-old girl and she came to the inaugural ceremony. So Matrimandir and Auroville is part and parcel of who am I. Village kids, they always like, oh, there is this new temple that they are building, which is Matrimandir in extension. So I think maybe this translation was there, that they are building a new temple for mother. And we were like, mother, new temple, what does that even mean? And so I should be around 9 or 10 that I heard first about Matrimandir. I'm one of those people who enjoy the space. The space has been created for a purpose. Like if you go to Matrimandir, if you go to the gardens, if you go to the inner chamber, the place has been created and there should be somebody who should be the receiver. And I think my involvement with Matrimandir is like I'm a very good receiver. Receiving the energy, receiving the magic that is Auroville, and I think that's my contribution. We have the Matrimandir, we have the banyan tree, and we have the amphitheater. Amphitheater looking at the creation or the grounding aspect. The stem of the lotus is the banyan tree with all the which is growing, which is nourishing. And then I see Matrimandir, the inner chamber Matrimandir, and the petals. Obviously, the lotus, which resembles the transcendence or the destruction or the transcendence. Matrimandir always gives me this joy of this union, what together can bring, or when people come together, how beautiful it could be. Matrimandir is not just buildings or something like that. It's the people who makes and shines. So I'm like one small piece of mosaic that got embedded into this overall building, and I felt like, oh, I'm part of this union. I'm part of this. The spaciousness that I feel there is beyond words. As soon as you enter, we have the small lake and then the gardens and different kind of flowers, and also the beauty. Because I come from a chaotic world, I come from an Indian world. For me, everything is bit chaos. And then you enter Matrimandir, the beauty of the synchronicity is just another world. So for me, the Matrimandir Gardens is somewhere where there is this, where I take out all my energy to stroll, and then when I go into the chamber, you just let it go. Now that I moved here and I'm living here, that I can access Matrimandir anytime, almost anytime I want. For me, it's again an evolution that is talking about who am I and where am I. I did grow up in the city, but from there to where am I in a bit more conscious level, this evolution is a story that I'm proud of as well. I never in my entire career, I thought that I would move back to India/Auroville. And here I am doing it, and this is what I'm supposed to do from day one. Everything else was a preparation for this. Perseverance, for example, Matrimandir, the whole of the garden, to maintain this garden, for example, to maintain the flowers, to maintain what it is. People go to the Matrimandir and then they clean this one. So that means that there is a lot of repetitive work. There is a lot of hard work that's been put in place, and that you can see if you give this input, you can see the beauty is coming out. So this is something that I learned from Matrimandir. It is a lot of work, especially during the summer season or monsoon. Every season has different challenges here, and Matrimandir was, if you see it any time of the year, it always looks almost picture perfect. So for me, at the moment, Matrimandir is a physical structure. Everybody comes to see Matrimandir, to look at Matrimandir. If you're a visitor, you just do the Matrimandir from an outside. So from a physical structure, I would like to see this as a spiritual development, so that people would say that Matrimandir is not just this physical structure, but it is an embodiment of what it is, the union that it brings, the discipline that it brings, the beauty that it brings, the spiritual nature that it brings. Yeah.